Hey there, I'm Josh. I am the host of the Dusky Boy podcast, what you are watching at the moment. In this episode, I talked to Bryce Fitts. He's the creator, the founder of Fitts Records, a YouTube channel diving into hip hop culture and hip hop news. He's also active on Twitter and TikTok, so go check him out. We also dig in how he got lifetime tickets to see Logic, the rapper, through his content, and more in this episode. Thanks for watching. Sit back and relax and enjoy this episode. But yeah, I've been a fan of yours for a while. I love your videos a lot.
Thank you.
Mostly I found you through just like Logic videos because I'm a huge Logic stan. I listen to him a lot. Yeah. Very nice.
Of course.
Yeah, man. So how did you kind of like get into making these videos? Like I was trying to find like a way to categorize you as like hip hop news or like I don't know what to call you. Like I want to see what you call yourself.
Yeah.
But how'd you get into it?
I want to say it's a long story because it just took place like over my entire life, but the answer is pretty simple. I just have watched YouTube for like ever. Like that was like pretty much all my entertainment was. I played video games. Naturally, I would watch video game like videos and stuff. That's really like when I got into it, especially when I was younger. But even before that, I was watching like when I was like a little ass kid, I was like watching like Lego YouTube videos and shit about like these set reviews and shit, and I would like make my own videos and like upload them. So like it's kind of been something I've been doing for a while, but I really started taking it seriously like a little less than 2 years ago with this channel. And it was just like I was just, first of all, like I was kind of growing following on Twitter naturally, and the kind of end goal in my head was my Twitter was never like meant to like blow up. It's still not like a huge Twitter account, but you know, it's doing its thing, and it was never meant to blow up because it is literally like my government name. It's my first and last name. Like there's no branding or anything. But since that kind of happened, I was like, all right, maybe I should take a shot at the YouTube thing. And obviously, huge Logic fan, huge music fan. Listen to a lot more music than people probably realize because I don't cover everything. I try to, but I just noticed like a lot of like big channels. I don't know if you know Bob Lamb, but he kind of makes content similar to mine, but it's like more for like just underground artists. So he's actually really nice. But like people like him, like Blackie Speaks, that's like my boy, super nice to me too. Just like a lot of people weren't covering what I felt needed to cover, and like it is really just a hobby. And like I kind of take pride in what you said, how you're like you don't know how to classify me, because I don't really know how to classify myself, and I'm kind of just doing my thing. I feel like a lot of my brand is almost my personality, and I want that to be the case. You know, I want people to know my face, my name and stuff, because I feel like that sells longevity if I keep making the content. You know, at a point you're trying to sell your person rather than the actual content you're making, because you can't always rely on, you know, themes or news and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Kind of like Anthony Fantano. It's like
exactly.
It's you're there for his personality and mostly like his opinion on music. Even if you disagree with it, it's just entertaining to watch, and just the way
he's
he
extremely educated. So
it's just the way he like constructs his like sentences and words about his reviews. It's just that's super dope though to hear about that. Like, do you have future? Oh yeah.
Sorry, I meant like the thing with Anthony is like everything you said is completely valid, but like I feel like the reason why he's as big as he is because he has the complete other side of him, which is like actually fucking hilarious, and he knows how to troll people and joke, and he'll like do that professionally, like in front of millions of people, and not really care. And I just, you know, stuff like that. You gotta have a balance, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. That's super dope. Do you have like future goals with your channel? Like you call it Fitts Records, basing it off your last name. Like, do you plan on doing more than like media and like kind of you sitting down in your room talking about stuff? Like, do you plan on going out there and like interviewing people in person and like at events and shows?
Definitely, for sure. It's really just a channel because a lot of people don't realize this. I don't even think I've really said this too explicitly. Maybe I had like some long time ago, but it's called Fitts Records, you know, like records, music, whatever, but it's also Fitts Records, okay? It's the same spelling, you know what I'm saying? Recording myself. So it's like, I kind of just want to do whatever, but definitely in the future, I mean, I'm a marketing major, so like I'm definitely interested in like working with artists, management, marketing, working with labels, so like pretty much anything to do with the music industry. Like I just want to make an impact at the end of the day, and it's what I love. And like pretty much any way I can fit in, like fit a niche or something, I'm gonna try to do it as long as it's not miserable, basically.
You have this whole persona just like doing hip hop news, and so what else do you listen to besides hip hop?
The honest answer to that, not much, man. But like hip hop, and I'm sure you know this, it is the most diverse genre in the world. It's like, it's funny because you get people, and I mean, first of all, I did grow up on like classic rock and like pop music, stuff like that. So I am familiar with that. But as far as what I'm listening to now, it's mainly hip hop. But I'm saying it's funny because like people who don't necessarily listen to hip hop or do and listen to other genres, they'll always like criticize you for only listening to hip hop, whatnot. And then you try to explain like multi-genre, subgenres, whatever. But it's like, then people in actual hip hop, they'll see that like my top 2 favorite artists are Logic and Playboi Carti, and they're like, that makes no fucking sense. How can those 2 complete opposite artists be your favorite? But they're both in hip hop, technically.
Yeah.
So it's like, I do mainly listen to hip hop, but I do love music as a whole.
Yeah, and going off that, I think about it like a lot, like on the daily too, because I would consider myself a hip hop head, and there's so many different types of hip hop heads, and like because of all the different subgenres of hip hop.
It's crazy.
Like there's some like really out there stuff that like I don't even know about or listen to, and I'm not against it. Like I love listening to anything, but that's why I always love asking people what they listen to, because like I like to get down to like the nitty gritty. Usually when they like hip hop, but like I like to see like the very underground thing they're listening to, just to see what someone's into. Like
and that's kind of where I am, man. I only really listen to like there's 2 sides to underground. There's like the fucking like, I don't want to say
hip hop
Griselda because they're huge. Yeah, it's hip hop underground, or like these fucking like random homeless dudes who can fucking rap crazy and record like on some shitty mic and drop like the best album ever. Or it's like the other side where it's like 14-year-old children making this like hyper pop rage shit, but it fucking slaps. And like that's kind of where I'm at. I'm in kind of dipping in both of those right now.
So who would you say your favorite rapper is right now?
I mean, the obvious answer to that's Logic, just because of the history I have with his music and him as a person. But like if we're talking about what I'm listening to like right now the most, like at this moment, like I mean, I'm gonna exclude like Yachty Trippy because I've been listening to their albums that have came out, but apart from them, I've been listening to a lot of Big Baby Gucci. I'm not gonna lie, he's fire. He's from North Carolina too, so showing out love. I'm late to the party. He's been kind of blown up for like years, but he's still like kind of underground. He's stuck in underground limbo right now, but that shit's fire.
I kind of want to go down the history of like you and Logic, because I've seen some of the stuff on YouTube. The last Vinylverse tour with him and Wiz that you got put up on the Jumbotron.
Been a fan of mine, diehard fan for years, bro. I just want to say thank you for being such a kind fan. And I saw this thing you did on TikTok where somebody
kind of like, let's just go through like the beginning, just the whole story with Logic. That's what I hear. Right. I'm curious myself.
I got you, and a lot of people know these like pieces of this story. Don't know it all, basically, but essentially, got into Logic music the day after Incredible True Story came out. I had known about him for a while. I was like getting into hip hop around 2013, 2014, so that's like kind of when he started to like break into like the XXL Freshman. His name was getting out there. So check that out. Fell in love immediately. Super hyped. Bobby Tarantino. That shit dropped out of nowhere. Anyways, long story short, I was basically just like a super fan who didn't really like post anything on social media up until after Confessions. And mainly that was because like everyone was shitting on the boy after Confessions. You know that. Everyone was fucking dogging on the boy, whatnot. Understandably, to be fair, for some things, there's some validity to that shitting on. But, basically I was tired of it, so I just had my Twitter account, started tweeting about, it was really about hip hop. I just was like the hip hop Twitter guy that liked Logic, like the only hip hop Twitter guy that liked Logic. That was kind of like my thing. So fast forward, No Pressure releases. I post like, it was like a few months after No Pressure comes out, I post like a picture, like all my merch, everything I've ever owned, like Logic related. Just posted it, and he actually replied on Twitter to it. which is like a
Wow.
big deal because like that was like back in his like I'm never going on social media days, like for like years of him just basically no one hearing like about him really, just like whatever. So that was like my first like interaction with him, I guess. And then he started doing Twitch, and then he like I started getting followed by like members of his team and stuff, and like I was pretty aware that they knew who I was, but I was never like outright told like, you know, Logic like fucks with your shit, because he didn't follow me on Twitter at that point or anything. And then like he would like see my name in the stream, and like my name on there, it was just my last name, but anytime he'd see me he'd say Bryce, so I'd be like, okay, like obviously he knows me like that, you know, he knows who I am at the very least. And then like literally just fucking chilling at work like 2 years later, like just he would like random comment on my TikToks. Like he never followed my TikTok because he doesn't really follow TikToks, but he would just basically he would interact with my TikTok like a lot, like for about a year or so. And then I got the fucking notification when I was at work. It was like, Logic followed you, and like I'm at work, like I can't fucking like look at this shit right now. So whatever, you know, he followed me, he gave me the free tickets, he invited me out to the show, manager hooked me up, I got to meet his manager, it was super nice, didn't get to meet him, COVID was weird for Vinylverse Story, he was trying really not to get sick, he ended up getting sick fucking anyways, but it was actually dope, because when he called me out, and there's no recording of this that I know of, but he's literally performing a song on tour, and he like, I don't know if he just like randomly remembered that I was there. He was like, hold on, stop the song. And he like stops it. He's like, turn the lights on real quick. And he's just looking around. He's like, is Bryce here? Like just asking, like he just knew I was there. And I was like, yeah.
That's that's wild, dude.
Yeah, I was like, that was weird. But since then, you know, he's been doing his thing. I haven't talked to him really, but he'd be interacting occasionally, but he's super nice, you know, he fucking obviously gave me tickets for the rest of my life, gave me a bunch of merch, you know. He loves his fans, man. Like, he's been showing love to me, like, not even showing love to me, he, like, has been loving what I've been doing for, like, years, and I didn't even really know it. So, you know, he's always, he loves his fans, like, regardless. It's not always, like, a performative thing, you know. After a couple years of him seeing how dedicated I was, then he decided to, like, reward me, I guess, if you want to put it that way.
I can't imagine you without Twitter, you know?
Me neither.
Like, it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, and like it's at the end of the day, bro. You see the meme. I don't know if you've seen the meme, but it's like at the end of the day, it's just Twitter, bro. Like I see like there's so much like bullshit on Twitter. I don't know. I might be on a slightly different side of Twitter than you, but it's just like half of my Twitter is like on Twitter. It's just like people arguing over nothing, people shitting on music that they haven't heard, and like a lot of groupthink. Twitter is like fucking sheep/groupthink like fucking factory. That's not even trying to be political. I'm just talking about like music. Like it just is, and it can be honestly annoying as fuck to like try to manage throughout that space. So honestly, bro, I literally just, if I have like a thought in my head, I'll just tweet it and put the phone away, bro. Like, I don't really go on Twitter that much. My timeline's gotten to the point where it's, like, pretty much only people, like, it's, like, catering to me pretty good. Like, only people I'm gonna care about interacting with, I'm seeing. But, like, Twitter, I'm shitting on Twitter right now, but, like, Twitter's great. Twitter's, like, dope. You can grow on Twitter naturally without even trying if you literally just, like, put your opinions out there. Like, it's crazy. It's probably the best social media platform, but fuck Twitter at the same time.
Yeah, since you do music reviews or like just music content for your page, like do you have a specific way that you listen to new music?
So, I started a new a series on my channel recently, New Music Fridays, and essentially it's just uploading a video of what I had already been doing. Like I've already been doing this for like years, exactly what I'm about to explain to you. But Friday comes around, you know, there's a few pages, whatnot, that will post like what's coming out. On Thin Ice comes to mind, Jaw Tug's music comes to mind, and they'll post like, you know, what's coming out. I'll literally go through that list and listen to everything on there between Friday night and like Saturday throughout the day. Whatever's on that list I'm gonna listen to. And then Spotify's always good with like, you know, you can look at like your release radar, shit like that. But I just love finding new music, and that's like all I listen to is like, if I'm not listening to like new music, it's like some underground shit, and it's probably some new artists I'm like discovering, or some artists I've heard of before, trying to dive into the thing. Because I just, I feel like if I'm a content creator, and like I said, I've been doing this for years before I even did this, so I guess that doesn't really play in, but it does now. It's like if I'm a content creator, if I'm trying to like push the envelope, there's no use really in dwelling on old music, and I don't want to say, because like there's classics. I'm probably still gonna make videos like tier lists on classic albums and stuff, but I just think it's extremely important to like support artists and what's coming out now, and you guys can mutually like benefit from that.
Yeah. You edit all your own videos?
I do. Unfortunately, it sucks. I use a free editing software, and I use it on a really shitty school laptop.
Really?
And
wow.
everything's really silly. Yeah, and I record like I do everything on my phone pretty much. Like, well, now I use the studio that my school provides. I can rent out the studio. That's what I do. It's free. So we're free. It's in my tuition, so it's not actually free, but it's free. So that's what I've been doing. But before that, any video you saw like in my room or anything, like literally this microphone in my iPhone 8, like literally everything. Just I don't have
I love it.
Yeah.
Like, but you don't need like it's just it's what you're saying pretty much. It's you and what you're saying. And like,
I haven't spent a penny like on anything content related. But I'm not saying you shouldn't, because you should. Like definitely you got to spend money to make money. Just so far I haven't really done that yet. I don't really have the money to do that because I am in college.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is.
You're a huge Playboy Cardi fan. Like I'm
honestly,
not. See, I don't like him at all.
Y'all don't even know, bro. People don't even know, bro. People don't even know how big of a Cardi fan I am. But just know, I love him so much. Oh God, I would kiss him on the mouth if I had the opportunity to. He is the GOAT, bro. Like, I like no like dick ride shit. Except I am dick riding shit. He's like literally like the GOAT like ever, bro. Like. I'm sorry, like people, it's so funny because there's like two sides. People either like think Cardi's the GOAT or they think he's like the fucking worst shit ever. But like, I'm telling you right now, like the smartest, most creative like artist of this generation. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, the fuck off anyone else. I don't care, bro. Like, he's the GOAT.
I'm trying to get more into him,
bro.
and I'm trying to get more into him because of your videos. Like, I'm trying to listen to more,
dude.
And like sometimes I just don't know what to listen to.
I've converted a good amount of Logic fans to Cardi fans, and that is like the best shit ever. That seems is like an impossible task, and it's worked somehow. So I take pride, and I've done the opposite actually. There's like a lot of the big Cardi pages follow me, because I do post about Cardi like a good amount and shit, especially with his rollout. And one of the big ones like messaged me recently and was like, he was like, I've been making fun of Logic like for years, but I see that you like Logic, and I started checking him out, and he's not that bad. And I'm like, there you go, bro. There you go. I made a Cardi fan like Logic. I'm like a big Cardi fan like Logic. Like, come on now.
Mission successful. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, and it's not like we're out here trying to convert people to Logic. It's just like we're fans of Logic.
Yeah, it's just cool to see. It's just, when an artist gets as much like unnecessary hate as Logic does, it's cool to see other people come in and can look past that, especially from a toxic fan base like Cardi's fan base, because God, dude, that fan base sucks, but Cardi's the GOAT. Fitts Records, follow me. Whatever, dude. Check out the YouTube, bro. Honestly, just check out the YouTube. The rest of the shit is pretty much just promotion for my YouTube, so I don't really give a fuck about it. But check out the YouTube, Fitts Records. Check out my Twitter, too.